conversations of white supremacy, that it's even more traumatic when discussing this in the presence of the oppressor, the white people. White supremacy is the core of the violence and the trauma. It works hand with oppressive practices of racism, sexism, classism, ableism, and so on. And in closing, remember, it's your genuine reflection. Don't ever cater to the majority or make white people feel comfortable about the violence they benefit from. Keep it raw, keep woke, and keep it real. Mobilatanka, Takashila the creator, Mitaki-san, all my relations, Miigwech, thank you. And before I go, I ask you, on the count of 3, I want to hear you all say Miigwech. 1, 2, 3, Miigwech!
Thank you, sister.
I love you all, thank you.
Thank you, sister. Okay, I'm going to be now introducing our next speaker, Jiwan Chirika. Jiwan is going to be speaking to the importance of Kelsey's coalition, being centered on the importance of recognizing the indigenous experience. Jiwan also highlight the victories of our coalition and the important work now more than ever. So, Jiwan Chirika has been a community organizer and anti-racism, anti-oppression, and peace activist for the past 20 years. He's an educator who's done work supporting the most marginalized and undeserved students and communities across the GTA. He's also the co-founder with myself of Kelsey. He received a Civic Courage Award from Muslim Fest and a Human Rights Award from the National Council for Canadian Muslims, and will receive in the November the Mary Samuels Education Leadership Award. Jiwan also currently serves on the Community Advisory Group for the Ontario Human Rights Commission and sits on the Anti-Racism Directorate's Provincial Roundtable on Islamophobia. So let's all welcome Jiwan.
First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you who are here today, who have come out to stand up and speak out and to say that white supremacy has no place in this country. White supremacy does not belong here. White supremacy is not a point of view. It is hate. It is not the other side of any conversation, and it does not belong in the mainstream conversations about who belongs here or which point of view they are bringing. I am standing here with you on Indigenous land at a time when Indigenous people are still struggling here in Canada for their very basic human rights. Shame! I am standing here at a time where being black and walking out of your house puts you in danger. Shame! I am standing here at a time when trans people are too scared to leave their homes, where if you are Muslim, you can be arbitrarily detained under redacted evidence and have no right to see what evidence is holding you. All of this is happening right here in Canada. And so when we are talking and looking down south to the man whose name I will not dignify by letting it come out of my mouth, we need to look right here because it is happening here right now. We are at crossroads. We need to make sure that we are standing up and speaking out for the human rights of everyone together. As Waleed said at the beginning, it's all of us or none of us, not some of us, and we are not going to get into the colonial politics where we're fighting each other for a piece of pie. This is our home. We are not apologizing for being here. We're not asking anyone's permission to be here, and we are going to stand up and step up and speak out together. Within months of having one of the worst terrorist attacks happen in a religious institution. 6 Muslim men killed in a place of prayer. Until now, the government still is not addressing white supremacy. They are still creating programs that are targeting Muslims as being radical. It's still terrifying for racialized bodies and indigenous women to walk out into the streets, but none of our officials are talking about white supremacy. So that is why groups like COUSI, the Coalition Against White Supremacy and Islamophobia, why we need to be here. That is why we are giving up our Sunday and we are here standing up and saying we need to do something. And we're saying to our government that enough is enough. You will not silence us, and if you don't speak for us, we will speak and make you do what you need to do. There are laws that have been passed in this country under the last conservative government that are still in effect now. The Barbaric Cultural Practice Act, the security certificates that still exist, Bill C-51, we still have issues with carding. We still have so many laws that allows white supremacy to continue. So we need to actually stand up and say that enough is enough. And then when we start saying that we will not allow you to continue to do this, that white supremacy in a colonial system is what is killing us. And for those of us who are here, we are saying we all belong here and we need to stand together and we need to speak together, and we will speak with one voice. At COUSI we have begun, we've been doing this work for months. We are at about 10,000 people who are members of our Facebook group. When the Confederate flag went up in Pickering, we were able to get it down. When the president of an anti-bullying coalition was exposed for perpetuating hate and xenophobia, we shut them down. When stores in this country are profiting off of making a mockery off of indigenous lives, we are calling them out and getting them to pull the merchandise. We need to stand together. We need to speak together. And there are voices that are telling us that we need to fight one another. There are voices that are trying to say that we need to speak up, but only in our silos. As a Muslim, I am standing here and I'm saying that I will stand up with my Jewish brothers and sisters against anti-Semitism. You will not silence me. I will stand with the LGBT community and make sure they have the rights they deserve. I will stand with people who are differently able and make sure that they have the rights that they deserve. Because none of us can be free until we are all free. All of us or none of us. All of us or none of us. All of us or none of us. I thank you for being here. I encourage you to get involved, to speak up, to stand up, because we need to make our government. The fact that we have to say we're trying to spark a national conversation on white supremacy, when there's now a militia in this country that wants to spill blood, an armed militia in this country that's saying they're willing to spill blood. And when groups that I will not name are patrolling Muslim-dominant neighborhoods, and our government and the police are not addressing it, when the RCMP are screening immigrants by whether or not they pray or not, we need to do something, and we will have none of it. So I leave you again. Thank you for coming out. All of us or none of us.
All of us or none of us. All of us or none of us. Look at this. Look at the sun's coming out, my friends. We're gonna march today. We're gonna march. Okay, I'm gonna introduce our next speaker. Her name is Sandra Hudson. She's the co-founder of Black Lives Matter.